morning, everybody. Power AMA. Like I said, we're hoping to get Ronan in here. He's driving. He said he would try to jump in. Pole won't make it today. Correct me if I'm wrong, mascot.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been out on a trip, so he's probably going to be in and out with spotty connection. So if he shows up, we'll be grateful for any time we get with him.
Yeah. So lately, that's been the battle, is dealing with time zones and getting everybody to sit down and work on things at the same time. What happens is we get Pole working on one thing, Ronan working on another thing. There's a lot going on in power. Obviously, the migration is at the top of everybody's head. So let's jump into it with migration. Please, please, please understand. Um, when the migration was put together and what was needed to do a migration, it was one of the first things we said we didn't want to do. I think Lou had mentioned that we need to migrate, which creates a whole new contract, and we didn't want to do it. The mod team didn't want to have to go through this this nightmare. But the gas that was part of the gas bugs that was part of the contract originally left us no choice. And how Phantom Network works, as you guys see, the spikes in the gas go from 7 gas, and right now it's sitting at 703, and earlier it was at 4,000. um, Blows my mind, and it makes things very difficult for the devs to work on or do any kind of uh, contract work that then relies on a set number of gas or a consistent number of gas. So we got to this migration. It was our only option because we had, if you guys remember correctly, all of May, nobody could claim. Anyone with large amounts of nodes could not claim or compound. So the migration was the only way to get us off that spotty, bad contract that was a gas guzzler, I guess is what I'll call it. Now we're on to the migration, and understand what the migration, what that means is you're just moving all our nodes and only our nodes over to a new contract. That's why there's a forced claim. We did not account for a forced claim, at least the mod team didn't. I'm not a dev and I don't know what's happening on the backside, but a forced claim then means your 138,000 nodes plus all the rewards. And so, being true transparent here, there's not that many tokens available. Let's get back to the
There's
Ponzi
only
schemes. Yeah, there's only a
there's
million
only a
tokens.
million, and I think we can all agree that it's better, as painful as it is, it's better to do migration in waves than to one, pick people in groups, because that's going to feel more selective. This way it's fair for everybody. If you're around and you can migrate, great, versus pulling lottery tickets and then, okay, you're in migration group 27, you're in migration group 28. Not only would that be an extremely massive coordination on our part, it would leave people feeling out. Migration group 69, like it's gonna be another 3 weeks.
I'd like to be in
um
migration 69. Well, no,
Wouldn't
that's
we
not
all?
even. I want to say, like, I saw a
But
couple questions about that too. I don't even know if that's possible, because half the
it
people,
would
let's
be
say
so
we,
difficult.
yeah, half the people we told who were in migration wave 2 would never even get the message
Hmm.
until it was migration number 67. So,
Exactly. And then the other option would be to create more power tokens, and I don't think anybody wants that, right? Inflation is the last thing we need to complement a dropping price in the overall market.
yeah, I don't even know
So
if that's an option. Because remember, we have not changed our power token contract. And
yeah,
so,
that would be a bear in and of itself. So we're kind of hand tied. We know everybody hates the migration waves, but
yeah.
know that with the proxy contract that we're creating, not that we're creating, that we have, that's been set up, it should mitigate issues like this in the future. So once you migrate, it really shouldn't have to happen again. That's not a 100% guarantee, but where every step we make is to move deeper and deeper into ease of use for every person involved, right? So small hurdle, we know it's kind of a pain, and those 15-minute notices are a little annoying, but once it's done, it should be done for good. So
Yeah, well, and if you guys notice, we are getting better on the gas, your contracts, the things we do have to iron out, right? So we tried to also save us in gas by creating a compound pop-up. Now, this is where I needed Ronan. Him and Paul created the compounding update, where you can select your tiers that you want to compound from. That way, what that did was stop the contract from, let's say you had 150 tokens. What this does is it stops it from creating 2 nuclear nodes or 150 wind 150 wind nodes. You can now select you just want 1 nuclear and then claim the rest, or leave the rest in rewards. We have come across the bugs and the issues with the compounding. That will be worked out. That is something Ronan has to change some of the code, because I want to say it was the JS script that he uses doesn't do math very well. So when it's trying to calculate, let's say you have 2.7666 tokens in every node, it wants to round up. It doesn't know how to add. So it's something on our side that we're trying to fix. We need to get fixed so that that compounding button and the compounding pop-up works better. As you guys see, every day, every time we come up with a fix, there's always something else to fix. And so I just want to apologize. It's been very frustrating for the mod team. It's been very frustrating for the community. And that's the biggest thing where we're looking out for is you guys. I promise you, day in and day out, I'm bugging the devs for fixes. The thing I have to realize is not everybody's here at their computer like me day in and day out. Some people have families, some people have work, and they just can't sit here nonstop. So please bear in mind that, and we're not going to stop. It's just it's not as fast as we all would like. Moving, yeah. Rascal, you got anything else?
Nope. Pretty well summed it up.
All
As far as
right.
migration.
Yeah, that's migration. Like you said, it's 138,000 nodes. And we don't, the good, I don't want to say good news is we don't know how many nodes are abandoned. And what we mean by that are hacked, stolen, scammed wallets that will never migrate. We don't know how many there is. So we're saying 138 because that's what was out there when we first hit the migrate button or transferred to being able to migrate. I'm hopeful it's less than 130, but you never know. Thor's numbers kind of helped us see where maybe they are at. But theirs is a little different. I do want to say be careful with holding us to Thor's. Thor's is because of people not paying for fees.
Yep.
So that's a little different.
And as far as to address any concerns about people like, oh, am I going to miss the migration window? We plan tentatively, and this is just how we've been speaking it, and nothing is official. So again, everything's subject to change. Keeping that migration window open for 3 to 4 months, probably 2 to 4 months, to make sure everybody has an opportunity to migrate. Now, going back to what Renegade just said, like, what if? And this is a really sad instance, but let's say some guy had 15 nuclears, and he for whatever reason were to pass away, right? Even though he's not migrated, those nodes will continue to produce rewards. After that 2 to 4 month window, we may talk about stopping production and forfeiting those rewards for unmigrated nodes. We would, of course, make it so that if that person were to come back to their account, 5 months down the line, while they may not have rewards, they could migrate their node to the new the new contracts just like you do now, and but would just reset rewards. But that way, so if you just totally abandon power, or you pass away, or your account is stolen per se, let's say your account gets compromised, that eventually those nodes will cease reward production and not be harming everyone else's value for what is effectively a dead account. That is many months down the line, because we want to give everybody the opportunity to migrate. And always have that opportunity to migrate, but also so that that if there's 15,000 nodes that aren't migrated, that eventually we do want to remove that being a detriment to the active holders that are still involved and care about their investment and power.
Yeah, we gotta
But that's
get
a
there
long ways
first.
off.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's a
that's
long ways
something
off.
the team has talked about. I agree. It's a ways off. In my experience, I've seen people come 2 months after and 3 months after, and like, hey, I went away, and this is supposed to be passive income. We get that. We are shifting, and we are trying to find a way to utilize the power token more. That's why we're talking about the interactive nodes. We want to stay away from the, hey, just pay us phantom, and this is the mod team's idea, is it's a fee. The interactive nodes is a fee, but it's a fee utilizing the power token versus, and I'm not gonna say
And
anything.
energy.
Yeah, well, yeah, our idea is, interactive nodes using power, energy, and a very, very small, minute amount of phantom, and that's just to then create some type of buyback of the tokens. Because realizing with our migration, we do need to buy back tokens with the amount of emissions we have, and that's just to keep the pools. Because what happens is the tokens, when you guys, anybody claims the rewards and sells, it doesn't go into a rewards pool or anywhere that power can access. It goes into an LP in the DEX. Uh, we have zero, or the devs have zero access to that. As you guys know, it's locked. It is supposed to be becoming unlocked, which might become a good thing where we can start pulling a little bit of those tokens out if they needed. But that's something that we need to get cleared up with Cut, what his plans are with the locked liquidity.
Hmm.
We've been asking. So, but just being transparent there, we're working on a interactive nodes. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. It is a way of helping with emissions control a little bit, and then also making use of the power token, energy token. I do not want to
And
create a fee where it's just asking for more funds. I don't want more funds going
and
into a dev wallet that the mod team can't do anything with. We have no control over the funds, and it's I actually don't want control over the funds, but it is frustrating seeing that we can't get anything moving at the speed we want. So I'd rather utilize the tower tokens and the energy tokens where it's making use of them.
and on the note of that interactivity, people always, think like, oh, no, I'm just gonna have to come in and press buttons or, do something silly for my passive income. But yeah, we always everything we do, we have a small mod team, right? So we always kick the ball around a lot when it comes to ideas. So it's not just like Cud or Renegade comes up with an idea and it gets handed down and someone has to make it. We discuss a lot internally, and we are all investors first. Every single person on this team started, um, except for Cut, started as an investor in Power. So we always try to put, ourselves in uh, investors' shoes first. And when we think interactive nodes, we have to think with sort of two hats on, right? We have to think, okay, protocol sustainability. That's hat number one. But then hat number two, just as important or more important, is end user experience. So when we say interactive nodes, we don't want it to just be you log on, you come in, you drop a couple power and energy, and you leave again for a month. For instance, with things like the power battery pack NFTs, right? We want those things not only to create utility and buy pressure and interactivity, which will also allow us to, again, those nodes that people don't want to participate with, to stop producing. But it also gives what we want it to give is a lot of end user customizability, right? With I favor, um, I don't want to have to check in as much, so I'm going to purchase and utilize these types of battery packs so that I don't have to come into the site as much. Or maybe you want to be more involved and have sort of cater your rewards experience to being more involved and checking in more. And we want to give that end user customizability to your investing experience, uh, a wider range than just, okay, I came in, I checked off XXX boxes, and then I'm going to leave again. We don't want it to be that. We want it to be an enjoyable, customizable experience that also produces more sustainability for the protocol.
And I was just corrected, and I'm gonna shout out Jetty for that. The liquidity was unlocked yesterday. That's pretty cool. That's good
And
to
no
know.
rug. Look at that.
Yeah, no rug. Well, and let's be honest here. That we got that question a lot, and as the mod team, Cut is here, and if there was ever going to be a rug, he would have done it when the
When we
treasury
had like
was at,
$4.5 million.
yeah, $4.5 million and whatnot. It is now at 653K. I haven't been afraid of a rug. I have been afraid of communication, and I've been open about that. Just getting his time, getting his information. Yeah, and it was unlocked yesterday, so I was correct. I'm looking at it right now. Unlocked as of June 11th. So I'll ask Cut again about that. What's his plans with the liquidity? And does he plan to relock it? Does he plan to try to move some funds so we can try to get everybody migrated? all that means is he has access to be able to move some of the power tokens and the phantom. You understanding this, if you do move any of that out, right, that makes our price more volatile. The less liquidity we have.
So buy it up and shoot it to the moon, boys.
Anyways, so that's where we're at with um, kind of where the team's ideas are. We do have some more ideas bouncing around. Interactive nodes is something. Yes, it's a fee, and I've been getting DMs like, "Oh, you're just trying to get a fee as well." And what's frustrating is you see what people will pay for is using Phantom and AVAX or Crow for other node projects and have no problem paying for it. Whereas here, at Power, I'm trying to utilize the Power token and the Energy token. Is it a fee? Yes, but it's from your tokens, giving them utility to interact with your nodes is a little different, and it's not putting more. How do I say this? More money into the dev wallet. At least that's our idea. We do have a couple more. If you guys look at the topics I posted in the announcements, we found out something really cool. Lou actually has an entire website of his own that he's created games. We're trying to find a way to utilize them, and I'm wondering if I should share the games. You guys could see all of Lou's games. Let me find it. It's pretty cool. He's just made some little games. Let's see. Let me see if I can share it. I highly doubt he'll be upset that I share his games. And I'm gonna post it into where's the AMA questions? Hey Shadow, can you watch the AMA questions? I know you're probably
Yes, I'll watch him.
all right. So if you guys want to check the AMA questions channel, I posted Lou's games. He's created games. What has he got? 6 different games here he's created that he plays. I played his bumper cars one and the bumper FIFA. So we're trying to see, knowing that we have somebody who can create something like this, we're trying to see what we can do, a mobile game or something in the fact where it can create a wallet, or we're then utilizing power tokens in another way. Those are ideas bouncing around. How we get there, again, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to wrangle these devs together and see what we can create utility. But it's pretty cool to see that we have Lou, who's already made a bunch of games. I've shared his site up there, guys. And then we also have Paul, who is the guy's amazing. He is working on interactive nodes. He's been sending me questions. We've sent him the documentation on what we want it to look like, or what our ideas are and how it can work code wise. He's been shooting me questions like, what should the fees be when you have to fight off a storm? Those are things we got to work on tokenomics and see what, per node, per wallet. We want it to be something not extravagant, not expensive, just something to utilize the tokens and try to fill the pools a little bit differently rather than give us the phantom and then see what the devs do with the phantom. And also, as you guys can see in this market, phantom has been a huge detriment to us. On top of everything else, this market has been rough. Let's see what else. I shared the games. Hope you guys see that. What else we got? Announcements. TikTok marketing mascot. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So starting this week, we have a professional. Can you guys hear me? I'm on mobile, so I don't know if it's weird.
Yep, we hear you.
Hello. Okay. It just wasn't popping up that my mic was going off. So we have a contract signed and paid for with a professional marketing business that I have some connections with. And so our digital assistant or whatever just got in contact with us at the end of last week. We're hoping to get her set up with a Discord account so we can have her ready with, on the fly communications with the team. And they're going to be making media pieces for TikTok every business day moving forward, and that contract is for the next 3 months. So that's going to be really exciting. If you notice, you don't see a lot of you see a lot of just weird stuff on TikTok in general, but you don't see a lot of like very interactive and like node based products on TikTok. You know, you'll see maybe like some scam coins and just like, you know, buy and hold stuff, or things like Safe Moon, you know, that kind of go around. But you don't see a lot of the deep DeFi projects really pop up. So it kind of gives us a niche opportunity to really be able to tell the story and the narrative of power, and where we are and where we came from and where we're going, to a totally new market space, which will be really, really cool. And like I said, they're a professional business. We have a contract with them. So there's no concern in my mind that they're going to produce content. Um, as someone who's made TikTok content before for educational services in the past myself, the thing about TikTok is just volume, you know, pumping the algorithm. Unfortunately. So having that 5 times a week is going to be really great for us as far as busting into that new burgeoning market, because a lot of DeFi projects like Power, like Ring, like Thor, like Fear, whatever, a lot of what they rely on are the same 3 or 4 guys on Twitter and YouTube pumping their content, right? And that's fine. That's the space we live in, and it's a wild west, but it's still small. So taking this opportunity to get into a totally different media outlet like TikTok, and hopefully get some fresh faces in power and get some people uh, involved in DeFi that maybe weren't before, is not only going to be good for power, but it's going to be good for the space in general. So I'm really excited for that. I think that's going to be really cool, and we will definitely make sure that if we can get that digital coordinator or whatever on Discord, that we'll get her set up with a channel so that she can link every piece of content that she makes in Discord, so that you guys can see it, can share it, and can be involved in taking a vital role in our next piece of marketing. You know, go in there and comment and share and pump the algorithm, and just show support. So yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and on top of that, you know, we're trying to get to a different market, right? TikTok, to Mascot's point, how many people, how many different coins are over there? Exposure. That's ultimately it. It wasn't a whole lot of. I think we spent. How much did we spend on this? 3,000
Yeah, it's like a hair over 1,000 a month, which is not
for
bad at
three
all
months.
for
Yeah,
crypto.
yeah, for 3 months. So it's trying to get more exposure, trying to get the marketing going, trying to get people to look this way other than Twitter. And everybody uses Twitter, so we have to our Twitter account, which is going to also share any TikToks that are made. So we'll have it the TikToks made, and then they'll also probably be shared on our Twitter account. So it's something to do a little differently, um, and I'm hopeful for it. At least that much.
Yeah, yeah, it should
Um,
be good.
yeah, I do want to mention one more thing. I did lower the OTC. So I'll say this: if you guys are sitting on some tokens and you want to over the counter it, please, please, please use the OTC request. I do have funds available to me. If you guys didn't know, I was added to a multi-sig 2 months ago now that has the marketing funds. And then I told Cut to put a little bit more in there so that I can help with the OTC. That way we're not waiting. Um, I'll handle the over the counter, trying to take more stuff off his plate, more onto my plate. Um, and he did. He said, "Here, please take care of it," which is great. Now I can get access and take care of these over the counter trades a lot faster. So please utilize it. I also lowered it to 1,000 tokens, or $1,000 actually. At this point, we'll take any, because what I'll probably end up doing is I'll take those tokens, we'll over the counter give you the phantom, and then I'm gonna send them to the migration wallet so we can get this migration completed. That's what I've been doing. Anybody, I want to say there was 14,000, there was 7,000, and I sent them all to the migration wallet. That way we can get people migrated and claiming. So I just want to throw that out there. Um, we are we're doing everything we can, you guys, to try to help get this sped up. I know the migration has been a thorn in everybody's side. We are trying. We're trying our best. Other than that, I don't have anything else, you guys. Shadow,
You
do
want
you
to talk
have
about the
anything?
mod updates?
Yeah, you got any? That was from you. That I put that in there as what do you guys have for
Uh,
updates? I know.
uh,
Oh,
I wasn't sure it was in relation to the dabs thing, like an actual like the update on mods.
Well, it could be, and you know what? That's a good point. Uh, we did have to let go of Dabs. He was a great guy, and there's no hard feelings. It's just he was not producing. He just was not here. He was too busy at work. He was too busy with everything else he had. Um, so we had to let him go. We needed help. We needed people on the team who could be here and fight for this community, and he just wasn't able to. So he just no hard feelings across the board, and I hope he's still here.
That's to no fault of his own. He had recently moved and took on a new position, and so there was just a lot of outside factors, and it was just better for him and for Power to sort of decouple that professional relationship. But he's
Yeah,
still part of the community, and we all still love and respect him as a friend. And so
yep,
so just to make that overwhelmingly clear for everyone, there's no drama that happened or anything.
nope,
It was just purely better professionally for both parties.
yep. No, that's a good way to put it. Like I said, I hope I still see him in the chat, still see him around. It we haven't seen him for a couple days, so that's kind of where it led to. He's just too busy. This also leads into mod updates. Shadow, do you? I know we last week we mentioned we now have gift cards. I don't know if there's been a whole lot purchased, but there are gift cards. You can utilize your power tokens. There was a couple people who reached out to me like, "Hey, that's a great idea that other protocols are using. How come you guys can't get that?" Well, we have it. We have it. You guys better start buying some gift cards.
Yes, we do have gift cards now, but the thing is like I believe like where we sit in the markets right now, people don't want to purchase gift cards, but I do get inquiries about how it works and I send out emails back, but unfortunately till now people just send me an inquiry and then they don't get back to me. So
Well, an inquiry is better than the threats of why can't I migrate in those, right?
oh yes, I get like emails of why can't I migrate? Help me migrate. What's happening with Power? Is Power gonna rug? Or what's going
Oh
on with
yeah.
Cut? Is Cut still alive? I get all these emails, and I just respectfully respond to them, and that's all I can do at where I'm just like a mod, right? We're just here for the community, and I just want to say like we appreciate all the community helpers that like help out, and also the community that helps each other out. We have a great community here. Unfortunately, I'm in other discords as well, and they're very very toxic. At least our community is not very toxic. We get along, so it's awesome here.
Yeah, no, and that's a great transition, Shadow, and I thank you for saying that because that's 100% true. The community, there's times where I get a little frustrated. I want to say there was one last week. As the mod team, we are trying our best to keep the balance for the community, and make sure we're sharing and giving all the information, and at the same time holding the devs accountable. Right? You guys do know that the mod team has not created this project. We have no control over the treasury or any of the investments. I do have control over, I think it's $15,000 in Phantom for over the counter. Um, but our goal here is to try to keep this thing from becoming any other bad project. Our goal here is to keep the devs engaged, help them, and make this as easy as possible so that the community can win in some way. Um, is it the best? Absolutely not. Can we do better? Absolutely. We are working day in and day out with Cut, who just what I've been learning over the last 6 months is he's just not a social butterfly. That's the only way I can put it. I have asked 150 times, can you please say something in chat? Can you say something in the dev updates? The community wants to hear from you. He's, I don't know why. I can't answer why he doesn't. I think he's gone through some things, and I'm going to be completely transparent here. I think Cut is the only one left from his team. I think he kind of got left by his team who created this Cut. It was Cut Power, Ghost Power, and then there was another one. I can't remember his name, but I think they all quit on him, and now it's only Cut, which is concerning. But at the same time, knowing that Cut's here and he's still fighting. No, Preacher. We never had Preacher. Um, but
Yeah, like most of the team, like yeah, his team is probably gone, but We
But
have like Paul and we have Ronan, and
yeah,
Paul is like a machine.
well, yeah, and
Okay,
we've
with Paul
replaced the
we can
guys who
do
quit.
many things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've replaced the guys who are no longer here, and Cut has given them a lot of access to the code and to make the updates, the changes, whatever we're needing. So we have a lot of things we can do. We need to start producing and figuring out what we can make this protocol do. But I just
and
wanted to
also
share that.
we also have Liu. He's doing a great job as well. We just want everyone to get migrated before we plan the next stages. And unfortunately, market is not helping us right now. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, the migration has been a huge. I don't want to say a hurdle. It's just been something we're taking a lot of our time moving, getting Cut to move tokens, accumulate tokens, and move them over. Um, so if you guys are sitting on some tokens, please do the over the counter. I'll swap you some Phantom for some power tokens, and then I can then move them into the migration wallet. And I don't mean to say what I said, so let me back up about the other guys who were with Cut. I'm sharing. This is what I know, and I think this is my responsibility, being where I'm at, to share and be transparent with this community. I think Cut, and as Bent Refraction just said, Cut's been here. He has not left us. He has not given up, and he even says, the comments he's said in the chat before, where he won't stop, he's true to it. The only thing is his time. How much time can he put towards us? The good news is we have Paul and Lou, who are amazing, and I gotta figure out how we can get Lou, yes, till his last breath, Johnny. That exactly. And Cut's here. There's times where I think he probably gets really busy with work and family, just as everybody else maybe does. And I don't get the answers I want from him right away. So again, I feel like this is my responsibility to be open and transparent. I'm just sharing. Give us a marketplace so we can sell our nodes. Hindog. Well, that would be something Paul would have to be able to tell us if we could even do that. A marketplace would need to be created that way it doesn't undercut, but that is something we could work on. I want to say we were talking about with our NFTs. That is something we want to create down the road. All right. So that's all I've got, you guys, unless you guys got anything else. Shadow merch store? No,
I don't have anything from the merch store.
I just want to know, when's the Renegade hat going to be in there? I'm a little frustrated, Shadow.
Are you speaking on behalf of Sparky right now? What are you doing? I guess the first thing this guy says in the first 15 minutes.
I guess when the Renegade gets everyone migrated over, he'll get his hat.
Oh man, ouch.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
Real customer experience with Sparky. 15 minutes I'm in the car with this guy. He goes, so when am I getting that Renegade hat? I'm still waiting.
Nice. See?
He had a list of things he needed to drill about. He said, the hat, man, you got to make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Like, I'll put up more stuff in the merch store. Like, I already have ideas and I've already created them. It's just that, like, right now, like, market conditions and the way everything's going, like, no one wants to buy merch. But I'll put them up. No problem.
Yeah, I agree with your sentiment there, and all we can do is keep adding, right? If nobody wants to purchase and utilize the merch store, so be it. But at least we can say we've tried. We have stuff there. It's there, guys. We have a merch store. We have gift cards. We're doing what we can as the mod team. Sorry. All right, let's open up for Q&As. If you guys want to come up here and yell at us, just keep it a little respectful.
We got sauerkraut. We love some sauerkraut, man. My grandma used to make some excellent homemade sauerkraut.
I cannot eat sauerkraut. I don't know how you guys do it.
The German.
Jimmy, sauerkraut. Go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, there we go. I was having issues with my phone there. Sorry about that.
No worries.
And I'll fully admit with you guys, sauerkraut is disgusting, but I happen to come from a German family, so I got to be true to my roots.
Oh, that's hilarious. So I gotta ask then, if it's disgusting, why do you use the name? Just because of the roots?
Yeah, that's it.
That's pretty funny.
Man, that's
That's it.
disrespectful. I like sauerkraut.
That's okay. You're allowed to be wrong.
Yes. Oh, I love it. What can we do for you today?
Question, and I don't ask this to like attack you guys. I just
Yeah.
try to be try to get honest and open answers, which you guys always do. But obviously you guys know, everybody knows we're in a difficult market. You've mentioned it multiple times, and I'd like to know if you guys are able to put out any information about what the plan is to kind of survive the near to midterm, because the market's tough on everybody right now. Crypto as a whole has lost like roughly 90%, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in market conditions looks like it's going to continue going down. But yet, obviously there's still expenses that go on with running this protocol. So what is the plan, if you can, to survive the onslaught of what's coming?
And that's where, so completely transparent, we are pulling from the community, right? So the interactive nodes was something I want to say mentioned, God, a long time ago, that then the team put together, or like ran with a little bit. We put a little document together to see what's functional, and we're still in that stage, right? We need to see what's capable with interactive nodes. And what interactive nodes do is give your tokens more use. Yes, it's a fee, but it's a different kind of fee, right? It's not taking more from your wallet, Phantom, and then putting it back into the protocol, right? Or the dev's wallet. At least in my eyes. Community is more than willing to tell me I'm wrong. I see it this way. I hate seeing funds get put into a dev wallet that then none of us can control. None of us can see what's happening with it. I'm going to use other protocols. What are they doing with these fees? I think they're just buying back tokens, right? So if that's the case, let's not take more from the investor who's already part of the investment and has already dove in buying nodes. Let's just utilize those rewards or those tokens that people are just holding on to, make it interactive, make sure they're still here, make sure they're still utilizing the protocol and cycling these tokens rather than making people pay a fee. That's one idea we have. We are looking at the team is asking if the devs can create a mobile app, a mobile game. And you guys see, I don't know if you guys saw the AMA questions. I posted what Lou has already created. Ronan is also
Yeah,
a
I saw
mobile
that.
dev. So there's some good. We just need to get the team together and move in that direction. The issue we're having, and for the last 2 months, we have been stuck in this gas issue, and the whole team's been trying to figure out how to fix it. Then we found a way to fix it. Now we're stuck with trying to get everybody migrated. So we're constantly running into these, I'm going to call them hurdles, that just really slow us down. And then I'm going to say, on top of those, we are talking about the battery packs and NFTs, and utilizing those for the interactive nodes, which then with that comes a marketplace. Whether we use, I didn't even think about using Hive's Hexagon and how that works for us or doesn't. But that's also another option. And pulling from the community, if there's more ideas, this is going to be community driven. We are the community. The mods here are all from the community. If there's more ideas, because right now, I'm not a dev. I don't know what's functional. I just know what's working in the space and what's not. And that's what I try to share as my experience. I'm not.
So part of the reason I was asking, because I watch a lot of things in traditional finance as well, and try and keep track on other business things. And from what it looks like, is that in order for this to continue to grow and continue to go anywhere, and this is for any program or platform, not just us, there has to be some type of utility outside of the protocol.
Yep.
Because, for example, with your interactive nodes and paying for the fee with rewards, right?
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time seeing how that's going to be useful, because it seems to me, without really being the inside man on what you guys are doing, it seems to me like you're just recycling funds that are already in the system. Right? There's nothing new coming in. but yet you still have expenses that are going out. And to me, it just seems like, okay, well, I've got a short-term fix, but I'm still going down in my revenue stream,
Uh, and
which is
you're right.
ultimately death.
No, you're right. It is recycling, but see, so what's the difference of paying a node fee? Like what the other projects are utilizing. And
Well,
and you're
so
right. It's short term.
the
And
other,
it's
yeah, go ahead.
no, you're right. And so what we're trying to build is if we create a interactive nodes, we can build on top of that, right? NFTs is a new stream of income. You purchase an NFT and then it's coupled with your node somehow, where it's a booster or it's a it fights off certain storms or fights off certain things where then you can trade. Let's say you don't want to deal with this type of storm or that booster, you can sell that and then get something else. And it gives you more ideas to build on top of. And then
And if those are traded on third-party markets, if they're traded after mint, right, in Phantom, and we take a portion of that fee, not only are we reducing emissions, but then we're also creating a secondary source of income for people for power from those people selling those NFTs.
Correct.
So,
but you're right, and then also the mobile idea. We're trying to think of a mobile game or mobile app where we can, you could purchase or invest in the game, and then that cycles back into it. But it's not. We
yeah,
don't
because
want to do a P2E.
we've discussed earlier before I got sort of hit with COVID, really trying to create mobile games like an iOS, Android sort of game that caters to people not in DeFi, right? If we can create a game that is entertainment based, fun first, that's mobile, and that brings in a cash stream while also having the opportunity to introduce people to DeFi if they want it, that's a win-win. Because at the end of the day, all we need, like you're saying, is a source of income not tied to the recycling of rewards from a node-based project, right? And I feel like people get blindness because they're too close to an issue. I feel like in DeFi we're so correlated to creating DeFi products to make money in DeFi. You're really only trading with the same 50,000 people. Right? Like it's a small pool. You look at big projects, big, and I put that very loosely, like Sphere or like Titano, right? Whatever. They just look to make money off of DeFi as a business, right? But it's such a small pool. So we're talking about maybe what if we just go outside and create a power-based product like a game, like a mobile game that teaches you about DeFi if you want it. But by and large is just designed to create a fun end user experience that generates new cash from people both in the DeFi space and people not in the DeFi space, which opens us up to a huge unstigmatized community. Because for every person that goes, oh, crypto, DeFi, that's cool, let me look into it, there's 10 people that go, I absolutely hate crypto.
Yep.
I don't understand that. Bitcoin is stupid, right? So if we don't even tell them that that's our business, right? Only if they want to, that's more valuable to us. And I love Thor, they're our partner, but think of God's Asgard. They're going to be on an uphill battle because their game is so focused on DeFi, P2E, that anybody outside of the Thor community is going to be a hard market for them. Right? That's not their audience. And that's fine. That's a great product. I'm excited for Gods of Asgard. But they're marketing that DeFi product to DeFi people. And in the terms of business, it's a difficult idea, right? Because a good business strives to make a customer out of anyone possible, right? Unless it's a super niche business, right? You make Amish furniture or something, okay? You want to make as many customers as possible. And so we're trying to decouple ourselves at Power to think, how can I make a DeFi product for DeFi people? And instead, how can I make a product that makes money for our community in DeFi outside of selling it to the members of DeFi? You guys are sick and tired of paying stuff at Power, right? I get it. We've been around for 7 months. You want to stop giving us money. You want to start making money. I understand that. So we're trying to look at things that are outside of how can we, make this token do this or sell this product. We just want to make a totally new source of cash if possible. Whether or not people even know what it's going toward, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's about putting money in our investors' pockets. So um, that's something that we've definitely discussed, and it sort of slowed off when I got COVID, but it's something we're still going to continue to discuss, is creating sort of real business sources of income, whether that just be from a mobile game. Um, but definitely trying to take a step back and say, not all cash in DeFi has to come from DeFi. Because I think that's something that a lot of DeFi projects really get stuck into, is how can I make money off of this liquidity pool, or all this stuff. And it's a small group of people, especially now more than ever, right? People aren't investing in DeFi. People are still doing, with or without DeFi, they're playing mobile games, right? They're spending millions of dollars on Candy Crush. How can we tap into that market? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we do with
So
Power Crush?
one last thing, and then
Go ahead.
one last thing, and I'll shut up and let other people come up. So I apologize and appreciate your time.
No.
Again, going back to the whole business thing, one of the things, and you guys being in this, because I honestly have no idea about anything that's got to do with coding and anything on the back end of crypto. I'm a business oriented type guy.
Mhm.
Business wise, it looks like the things that are going to survive has got a lot more to do with blockchain and creating smart contracts and being able to have a portion or percentage of transactions that get done across that, as opposed to individual token and node style projects, right? From what I'm looking at, please enlighten me if you guys know something else. But the question is there a discussion further down the road to create like an energy chain that can be able to handle transactions across the network and then take a portion of that as revenue?
It's possible, but are you familiar with Adam Smith?
No.
Okay, Adam Smith is the father of modern economics. So the inherent issue that you run into when you make a chain like that is you run into the issue that we're seeing now. A lot of chains exist, right? We'll use Krabata, for example. Krabata was look at my logo, right? My profile picture. Love Krabata, love the crab, super cool. Everybody was super pumped for them to make the swimmer network, right? It was a sub network on Avalanche. Really cool. The only issue is that the nature of a free market, of a modern economic design, creates a very narrow use case, just by design, right? Look at the US dollar, right? It's the primary currency for the entire world, right? Only 5 or 6% of the entire world population live in the US, but we all use the US dollar. And that's just because it's easier, right? Why does the majority of everybody use Avalanche, BSC, and ETH? Because it's easier and everyone's already on it. So creating a chain, while it might work really well, in theory, it's going to be so hard for us to create a chain that's competitive enough that's going to cause everybody to want to come over, because everybody's also creating chains. So,
Well, and let me chime in
I
here.
love the idea. It's just going to be an incredibly difficult. It's uphill, right? Because there's already look at the Harmony network. Harmony is like, they have maybe one project that's really running on there, and even they're a huge business.
So we thought about it in the early beginnings, and sadly, so like Avalanche does subnets, and that's totally different. It's a subnet of the Avalanche network, and they're much easier to create a subnet. And then the biggest issue there is you just creating a bridge and getting people over to your subnet. Phantom does not do that. Phantom does not scale that way, and so you either stay on Phantom or you go create your own chain. So that's the issue there. And creating your own chain, if you guys know R&D and a couple of PX2, I think, is also doing one. It's a huge undertaking, and then there's no guarantee, right? It would probably be a great long-term goal if that's something we wanted to do, but our devs, trying to tell Cut and his team when we first were here, they believed in Phantom. They strongly believe in Phantom, and they want to stay on Phantom. So trying to get us off of that was kind of shot down early on. and it's a massive undertaking. I don't know. I just, from what I've seen, it's a massive undertaking.
Mm.
So I don't want to just say no, but if Phantom had the ability to do the subnets, I think that'd be a great idea. Creating a DEX, creating a kind of like what Vapor Notes is doing. I think they're doing it right, but Phantom doesn't allow that. Hope that answered your question. We have pitched a bunch of ideas of like creating the DEX on Phantom, which I think would be a great idea. You know, take a little bit of the fights with Spirit Swap and Spooky Swap and whatnot. But I want to say Lou's created one, if I'm not mistaken, gentlemen, mascot. So we have the ability there. It's just getting those guys to focus and work on those.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm good. I appreciate you guys' time. I was trying to think about the fact that, if we don't grow, we're gonna die, especially as the way the market is going right now. So,
Agreed.
No, we always want to grow.
I wasn't sure what was talked about or if any ideas had come up alluding to those. So I appreciate you guys' time.
No, I thank you for the question. I hope we gave you some answers that helped. We're trying to be transparent. There's only so much the mod team can do, but we are taking. Man, I'm telling you, we're taking everything you guys are saying, and we're throwing it at the wall to the devs and seeing what can be built.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
For sure.
Jimmy.
Hey, what up, Power Team?
Jimbo
Can
Slides.
y'all please get Bitcoin to quit shitting the bed?
Jesus.
And Shadow, I think you broke Phantom again.
Yeah, it's Shadow's fault.
Yeah, it was me.
Well, as you guys know, I just want to say I appreciate how hard you guys have been working. I've been very impressed with the devs that we have. I mean, what Paul and Lou have been working on, I think has been great. There's been a lot of challenges. And I know everybody is sick and tired of watching this market just go down the tubes, but I'm still bullish on power. I love this team. I'm really looking forward to, once this migration is done, to see what happens with the NFTs, energy governance, and interactive nodes. I think better days are definitely going to be ahead. But a question that's really been in the back of my mind, and just you may not have an answer, maybe an unpopular opinion, but we raised generator costs, months ago. So I know we have that code.
Mm-hmm.
And now that, Phantom has really crapped the bed to, nukes are being generated so cheap, less than $20. Just so we don't delude ourselves, is there any thought? I know we're right in the middle of migration, but increase these generator costs, because new people coming in are going to be able to make 10 times as many nukes as those that have been here from the beginning.
And that's actually an easy fix. It's just changing the amount it costs.
Yeah.
I want to say the last time we talked about it was we went to the 75, and I want to say Shadow said put it to 1,000, and we had to tell him no. But it's a possibility. Our issue is, and I'm gonna be straightforward, Jimmy. Our issue is the Ponzi-nomics, right? If you raise it too high,
Right.
And nobody's creating nodes, and then we kind of ran into this when we went to 75. People started getting upset that you raised it. Now they're just cashing out. So now, instead of compounding, because that's how these systems work, until you get off of that, there's no tokens going back. So now people are claiming and selling versus compounding or creating new nodes. It's a balance. It's a fine balance, making sure it's still within the price range or within the range of what people want to be able to compound at. I will say we saw a huge, massive slowdown when we went from 50 to 75 for nuclear. So it's a tough balance.
Yeah, and I hear you, and I knew it would probably be an unpopular opinion. But also, when I look at going towards the interactive node, you all have dropped a lot of good hints about what's coming. I think that makes a little bit better use case for the power token. And I thought at the same time, you got to think about those emissions are going to continue to grow when the coin is so cheap. So I think as you roll out interactive nodes and people get to choose how to use those rewards or from the NFTs, that would be the perfect time to increase. But that, that's me being selfish, just because I've been trying to compound for so long.
No, and we get it. It's tough. I got a lot of backlash when we went from 50 to 75, and then there's a lot of good concerns, right? If we raising it means those who bought in high cannot ROI by DCAing, as it takes longer to compound. So there's a lot to consider there, and I would agree
Right.
we could raise it. I wanna find that balance. I don't want to piss off um, the community who just got in, and now they have to try to DCA in or get even more tokens to be able to get another node at a higher price. So it's tough, and at the same time, emissions is our number one killer, right? This especially in these, and I think that's why Thor and them are praising that they lost a lot of token or nodes. I'm gonna be brutally honest. To me, once you lose the community, you lose everything. Yeah, okay, they're getting a fee, and yes, they're getting lower emissions, but they've really pushed away a lot of people. And I'm trying not to do that here, right? I'm trying to keep it to where it's community based, it's community driven. You guys matter more to me than what the protocol is making. Maybe that's a detriment, but at no point do I think taking more money from anybody's wallets is the right way, in my opinion. So I'm trying to find a way to make these useful. I'm trying to find a way to get the devs and pull from the community ideas that are going to help everyone versus just the protocol. And I'm not saying that's what Thor is doing or any other protocol is doing, but when you see a fee like that, it's hard to
and Renegade, I agree.
Go ahead.
I was just to say I agree with you 100% because I think I was more excited than anybody months ago when Cut kind of said, "Hey, we're not going to do maintenance fees." And I think a lot of these other node projects made some mistakes, really made their communities mad. I think we have a very positive community. So when I think of fees and doing these interactive nodes, and yet and people can use rewards, I think that's one thing. But buying a new generator
Yeah.
isn't really a fee; it's a cost to get into the protocol. So somebody that bought at, let's say, $1 or $5, it just means that new people can come in and they not going to get it so much cheaper. But
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that we don't do these node fees.
Yeah, and I've been fighting that for a long time, and like I said, maybe that's a detriment to power, and I apologize, but I think it's better for the community to not have to deal with that, especially especially with I love Cut and we were here, but it's you guys, you can see it's not as engaged and always on top of it like we all want. So when you put more money into that wallet versus the community, I'd rather go to the community. So that's another idea, though, is something to think about, is maybe only for new, not compounding, you raise it. I don't know if that's possible, but there's things we can kick around and talk to Paul about.
All
right.
Hey, and as always, I appreciate you guys and everything you've done. I know it's been a tough road in this market, but I'm still a very bullish, firm believer in this team, and I appreciate you guys fighting every day.
You too, Jimmy. You're up here fighting every day too with the team, and we appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Who's up
Hey,
next?
what's up, you guys?
What's up, DeFi Dean?
Oh, not much, man. So I'm just sitting here, throwing some ideas around in my head. It's probably a silly idea, but I feel worse not throwing it out there. So here it goes. But we have to build something that brings value to our project at the end of the day. And the one thing I see that is not in the DeFi space, which I don't even know if it can be in the DeFi space, but is like dust converters. Like everyone's got random tokens in their wallet, of $1, $2, or whatever the price value of that token may be. Is there a way that we could build a phantom dust converter where people can go and stack all of these random tokens off of Phantom in one place and get the native token back from it, and we could collect a fee? I mean, I don't know how that would work, but it's just an idea that has came to my head.
Yeah, I would have to. I'd have to run that by poll and then see with dust.
Yeah.
You're dealing with such minuscule amounts. I don't
Amounts,
know
yeah.
that the fee.
That's the thing. It's like I don't know if it would even be possible. I'm just trying to look at it differently than everybody else.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wish. Can we create one that takes your scammed tokens?
Yeah,
Can you just
exactly.
take
I
them
mean,
out?
exactly. I mean, even to the point if there's no value, at least it comes out of the wallet.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, people
That's
would use that they would pay a fee for that. Like I would pay a fee to get the scam tokens removed out of my wallet, you
very.
know, at the end of the day.
I'm with you on that one. Can you please take my treasure? Can you take my what's that other one?
Whatever it is, what World Web, whatever it may be, you know, Meta 5, whatever it is, you know. But
That's
but
interesting.
I think there's utility in that idea somewhere. I don't know. I'm too dumb to put it together myself. But I think people want that and need that, to be
No,
honest.
I agree. You know what we should start doing is we should start having these AMAs. Sorry, and I love the ideas, and I'm not a dev either, so I'm right there with you. I'm too dumb
Yeah,
to.
these are just ideas, you know,
Yeah,
just ideas.
we should have an idea, like idea bi-weekly idea days where we all kind of come in here and we just shoot things at Pole and Lou and see what they say.
Yeah, see what can actually stick and is, you know, fathomable.
That's
But
pretty good.
yeah, that's just an idea I've had, and the thing is no one else is doing it, you know, and it's something that's needed. So if you could throw those ideas past all those people, man, it would be amazing. I'd love to see us build something that no one else is doing that brings value to our project, you know?
Yeah, no, that's actually a really cool idea. I will definitely take it to Pole and see what his thoughts are on um, something in that nature where it's either pulling. I don't know how you could pull from. You'd have to get
Pole is
permissions.
actually here.
What?
He's here. He's listening. He doesn't have his mic on him right now, but he is here.
Well,
So
Cool,
hi,
cool,
Pole.
cool. What up, Paul?
everybody wave. Everybody
Uh,
tag Pole in chat and say hi.
everyone tag Pole just because I want to.
I gotta go to general chat to see this.
he said hi. Love you, man. No,
So
it's
yeah,
I
man.
think I appreciate the idea, and I'm actually gonna be honest. I love the ideas, and that's what I hope you guys understand. You know, we're all of us up here are investors. I did not create this project. We were brought on to help the project and keep this alive, and I've been here fighting since day one. I'm not a dev. I'm not that smart.
and
I
we
don't know code.
appreciate you.
And I appreciate you guys. That's why I fight here because I don't want what I hate seeing is the rings, the brigs, the protocols that failed and took people's money. I just want us to try to find a way to make this work and in this space, you know, crypto. I love cryptocurrency and I love what we can do here. We gotta get some ideas and we gotta keep building. I
We
agree
need to bring
100%.
value. We need to bring
Yes,
value. That's all it comes down to at the end of
agreed.
the day.
I'm hoping
So
we can use lose games and find a way to have us use games and use it on a mobile app where we're, you know, buying skins and stuff. Whether it's cheap, you know, to Mascot's idea, you know, you're getting outside of cryptocurrency and it's bringing in revenue from a mobile app.
absolutely.
But great idea. Pole's listening. I'm gonna pick
Well,
his brain on that.
thank you guys. I'm gonna get out of here, but you guys rock. Keep it up.
My man. Thank you.
All
Good
right,
idea.
Thank you,
peace.
brother.
Dust or scam coin removable. That'd be that's pretty interesting actually. Pole, we need it. Remove that old scam coin from your wallet. Powerful fans. Oh, boom.
What's going on, Sparky?
Sparky.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Trying not to go back to bed and cry. Hey, I loved that coin dusting concept. That would be awesome. That I would pay 10 power to sign an agreement and it goes through and it just sweeps all these little teeny amounts out of the account and all the crap coins and stuff. That would be cool. But
Yeah.
to Bent's earlier point, I mean, I understand the need for utility and the need to create a drive for power, but at the same time, I mean, if we don't get the emissions under control, we're never going to survive long enough to enjoy it. And I just keep going back to no decay is going to be our saving grace of getting rid of all the crap that's just floating.
Yeah.
it guarantees an ROT for everybody. And I mean, it then allows you a 90 or 120-day window to get those NFT concepts built and out there to then restore and maintain the generators that people are actually wanting to keep and maintain. I feel like if that happens now, that kind of reduces the need to change the price of power, which I understand you're afraid is going to tip everybody over.
Yeah.
But
Well,
if we don't do one or the other, at the end of the day, we're all done anyways. So it may not be the best decision, but boy, we got to make one fast.
yeah, and that's why I agree. So that's why the interactive nodes. Here's my pitch once again. It's not going to completely kill it, right? So I don't like let's use Strong, who really just crapped on
Got
everybody.
everybody in the head.
I don't know how they can go from what they were doing to then 20 tokens ROT. They completely just changed the system and it's gone. I do like the idea of a rewards decay, but not to zero, right? So let's say the interactive node is going and you're interacting with it weekly, monthly, whatever you're interacting with it, and however we figure out the best model. And it's a cheap 1 power or 0.5 power per whatever. We got to figure, there's a lot for us to figure out what makes sense for people to pay as a reward to then feed your node or fight off a storm, as we call it. But if you don't, it just lowers emissions. It does not kill it. It does not stop it. It does not go, oh, hey, thanks for not paying in bye-bye node, right? I'm not a fan of that either. I feel like we all go on vacation. We all walk away from the computer from time to time. And also, now thinking about it, how many of you have nodes that you're having to try to remember the days they're due? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I have to pay for, and I have to remember the dates they're paid on, and that's frustrating to me, right? You're like, oh my, I got to write a calendar on the days that I have to pay these fees. So, I don't want them to go away. I don't want you to lose your investment. I want it to just lower that emission. So let's just say you don't pay for your storm or fight off your storm. I want to keep it in that model. You don't fight off your storm, and it's one. Let's say you have one nuclear node, it's paying 0.7. It lowers to 0.5, right? Then you go another week or 2 weeks, and you still haven't paid something the next storm. So now you have 2 storms on you. It lowers to 0.3, and so instead of putting out 0.7, it's lowered your emissions on it. It doesn't go to zero. That's at least the idea that I have. That's the idea that the team's been kicking around. Is it the best? I think it's a happy medium. It's not strong, and the other protocols would just say screw you because you left, but it's at the same time trying to find a way to fight off these emissions as best as possible. And it does get rid of, eventually it does get rid of the inactive ones, the ones who have been scammed, the ones who have been abandoned. And I hate to say scam because that's so frustrating when people get scammed, guys. There's easily 5,000 wallets that have been scammed that I've seen. It's crazy, and it's one of the worst things, but it is wallets that are now controlled by some scammer who's not checking. He's not paying to migrate. He's not paying to do this stuff. So those wallets are just sitting there. So that was our idea behind it. It's a happy medium, and I think we're still moving forward with it. We're still building it out, and there's a lot to figure out with like tokenomics on it, right? Like let's say you have 400 nodes. Are you gonna pay 400 power tokens to keep those alive? And that's just saying 1 power token per node, right? We got to figure out what makes sense for everybody and how that works to create the fee, or the fighting off the storm makes sense.
Well, and I understand what you're saying. I would be very careful about that.
Yep.
30,000 foot view of it, where you're saying if you have 400 nodes, who wants to pay 400? And just focus on the node. If the node's earning it, which it is at 0.7, so if you're talking at 1 token, no matter what, I mean,
Yeah.
that because Thor bases it off of something else, obviously, and there's a reason behind that. And I get what you're saying, but it's never going to outweigh what that node is producing. But I would still say, look very strongly at a 90-day left alone, it spun all the way down to 1 or 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
That at that point it then dies off, because like I have nodes that in a compromised wallet, I would voluntarily give you that wallet address and have you purposely go and kill that node just to stop letting them earn rewards.
No, I got you. And that's where, so there's the interactive nodes, and we were actually supposed to try to do the signature nodes. Signature was going to be free. Signature was going to be just you have to sign saying you're still alive. I don't want to sound cryptic here, but you're still alive and involved. And it's free. It's just a signature. That was supposed to come, but then migration has really put like I said, a hurdle in front of us, and there was no way I was going to put a signature in front of or with the migration. The signature would just say, "Hey, I'm still here. Thank you for Power being here. I'm signing this, and I'm still alive." And if you didn't sign that, every 30 or 60 days, I think it was 30 days, it would stop producing, and then at 60 days, it would go away if you didn't sign 2 consecutive in a row. And it's free. That was an idea too, to get rid of these inactive nodes. So that one got put on the back burner. It did because of the migration. So there was no way I was going to have people stressing about their getting migrating over, and then also trying to stress trying to sign
at the same time.
Yeah.
Understood.
All right.
Understood. But hey, I again appreciate you guys. I know everybody's out there in the trenches together, and we're all doing what we can do, and hopefully that next stage can come pretty quick here. I appreciate the mod and the devs as well. I know everybody's slugging it out.
Yeah, no, and Sparky, you too. You're one of the helpers. I appreciate you, even though sometimes you come off with no F's given, but it's okay. Everybody has their way. We appreciate you, brother, just as much.
All right, love you guys. Talk to you later.
You too, brother. All right, that's all I've got, you guys. Mascot, Shadow, you guys got anything? We didn't get to get Ronan. He's driving. And I'll say this: I know Ronan is working feverishly on the compounding. You guys, once again, I know there's some compounding issues. Trying to get to that 0 or trying to get to some weird negative 1.4e. Bear with us. Ronan understands, and he knows. He's trying to figure out a better code that does that can do math better, algebra better. Apparently, the one he's using is not. I also want to say I know Lou and Ronan are working on the lottery using rewards. We've tested it. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say we've tested it the last week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kicking our butt a little bit because so you're pulling from rewards. You're pulling from rewards your tokens and then your energy to still purchase the tickets. And it's creating some kind of weird like the math is off when it says how many tickets have been purchased. We might have to take away because Lou's built it. You can pull from rewards, and you're also getting a free one if you have fusion mode. But it's creating some weird math where it'll say like I have 9 out of 7 tokens or 9 out of 7 tickets. So somehow I have more chances of winning than there is tickets. So we've got to figure something out there. But it is being worked on. We are testing the lottery being able to use your rewards. It is being tested. So I just want to throw that out there. We are working on that. It's close. We've been testing for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. So bear with us.
We're getting there.
Yeah. We're not stopped building. We are still pulling stuff from the community. And maybe we start something with Poll where we do like a weekly or bi-weekly throw ideas at Poll and see what we can build. I like that.
Yeah, and he likes that. Paul loves staying busy.
Yes, he's a little genius. That's all I can say. And he even
we love you, Paul. He's still here.
Yeah. So, with that being said, that's all I've got for Power today, guys. I want to thank you guys again for a great community. I know times are rough right now, so take care of yourselves in this market. Please take care of yourself. I will always advocate for getting your ROI out first. So if you just invested, make sure you take care of yourself. Get your money, take care of yourself, and invest responsibly. That's all I can say. With that, you guys, we'll see you guys next in the chat, and have a great Sunday.
See y'all.
Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone.